You know, most people think money is the hardest part of retirement.
Isn't it?
Not even close.
Find out what is next.
Retirement is more than a destination. It's a journey that starts with a dream, a vision for the way you want to live, recharge, and give back. To get there, you need a plan to reach your retirement goals. Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors has the strategies you need to plan for income, taxes, healthcare, and more. For years, Gary has been helping families plan for a successful retirement. Welcome to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage.
We might as well get right to it. What is the hardest part of retirement, Gary Marriage?
Oh my gosh, stop.
I know, I'm just laying it out there for you.
I get that question so many times, and then I'll just ask people that too. Like, what's the hardest part? And then some of them it's like, just being retired is some of the hardest things too, or just the fear of like that unknown,
Yes.
or that change, right? It's like, okay, I'm not waking up every day anymore at an alarm clock. Now it's going to be Saturday every day for the rest of my life. And some people are scared of it, right? I don't know if I'm going to be, but you know.
I think you're right. It depends on your personality. It is an identity shift. Our jobs, we're tied to those in many ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes men more than women, but not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes women just as much. Why do you think that the change itself can be so very challenging?
It's probably because they're changing the structure, like what they've been used to. They've been doing it for years. You know, some people have worked for companies for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And it's just like they have that structure in life, they have that lane, they're used to that every single day, and now it's just changed, right? Some of it's like the fear of like irrelevance anymore. You know, maybe they were, you know, the top dog, right? Or the CEO, or like this huge professional at this career. And I don't have that, you know, structure anymore, or that influence, and now I'm just going to go out in the real world and nobody knows who I am.
I'm going to come home and nobody cares at home.
Yeah,
Spouse doesn't care.
I don't feel
Doesn't get as
special anymore,
excited.
right?
Yeah.
So, and then some of them are just uncomfortable about the future, right? You know, has my money going to last as long as I need it? Or I've had some people retire and then boom, they have like a healthcare crisis or something, and now they're sick. You know, they're like, I just feel like if I never retired, I would never got sick because I was just used to just working, pushing my body. So, yeah, there's a lot of fears that people have.
I'm hearing a lot of emotional and psychological. That is pretty much what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, and that's why you see so many people that retire, they go back to work because they need that structure back in their lives, or that importance, or, you know, just having something that they need to do in their lives. And it's like, you know, I don't know if it's PTSD or what, but they're like, I gotta get back into this.
Yeah, I can only play so many rounds of golf. I can only go on so many trips before I just come home and kind of go stir crazy a little bit.
Yeah.
What are some of the traps that we can fall into if we don't change our mindset and don't just kind of realize, okay, retirement's here. And even if we do go back to work for a little bit, eventually retirement arrives again.
Yeah.
And we have to adjust.
We do. And it's just the stress and anxiety. You know, maybe you need to find something to do. But just making sure too that, you know, you're not going to run out of money, right? That's everybody's biggest fear, is running out of money, but or running out of purpose. You know, they feel like they don't have purpose anymore because now I'm not the CEO of this large company anymore, and now I don't have any purpose. I'm like, go to one of these charities, or go
volunteer,
you know, at the church, right?
Yeah.
You know, things like that too. So now you feel like you have purpose again, and some relevance at the same time.
Now, I know you're not a counselor, but I'm sure you can feel like one.
My last name is Marriage. Maybe I should have been a marriage counselor.
Or a
divorce
attorney. We've talked about this as well, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you do feel like you have to a little bit put a counselor hat on from time to time. The real statistics are that, you know, people can fall into depression, anxiety, probably a little bit of panic feel because they just don't know what to do with themselves.
I know, and it's funny. It's wild for some people to think of this like, you know, I can't believe anybody would ever have those in retirement, because they should be happy. This should be the happiest people in the world because they're now retired. But, you know, they basically now stopped working and their paycheck has stopped coming in too. That's another big fear. It's like, okay, I'm not getting checks anymore every 2 weeks. So, you know, we've structured plans to where they still get their paycheck every 2 weeks. We have it come out in their investment account. So they're just
for that.
Yeah, they're wired that way, right? So you don't want to derail somebody off of it. Just like, okay, we'll just make sure that we have this come to your checking account every 2 weeks like you've been used to. And you feel them, they just go, you can do that? you know, and it's just so much less stress on some people that way though too.
Well, that answers a little bit of what I was about to ask you, but how can we tell if this is happening to us and we're starting to fall into some of these traps before it starts to affect our retirement?
Yeah.
How do we kind of get ahead of this? And again, this is a counselor question.
Yeah, and you're just talk to your spouse. I'm sure your spouse will tell you, you know, like you need to calm down.
That's so true.
Yeah,
That's
your
so
spouse
true.
will tell you. Listen to them.
Go to lunch with a friend and let them be honest with you.
Yeah, or talk to somebody that's been through retirement now for the last couple of years or something like that too. Or talk to one of my clients and they'll tell you that, you know, we can probably help you out as well. But I tell you what, when you come in, I'm like, what's your, you know, concerns for coming in today? What's your biggest fear? And usually it'll finally come out, or the spouse will say, well, he's worried about this and that, and you know, this, or I'm scared he's going to spend all the money. There's all kinds of things, right? But usually after they met with me and we went through it and went through the data and went through doing the plan, the structures, and again, doing this on 80-inch TV screens in our offices, they feel more confident about retirement. They feel more comfortable and they go, okay, now I don't have to stress about that anymore. Or I give them some good ideas about going and volunteering with the churches and things like that too. Or show them you still have relevance. You still have, you know, that you can still wear your shoulders high for what you've accomplished and you've done now. You're gonna be retired for the rest of your life, and it's gonna cover you, your spouse, and your kids and your grandkids too.
It's almost like we need an accountability partner in retirement. Remember when you used to do that when you'd I'm going to start exercising. I'd go on walks. Like if my friend didn't show up to go with me, I probably wasn't going to go for the walk that day. But an accountability partner to kind of say,
hold you to it.
Hold you to it. You're going to be fine. Get
like
out
a coach.
there. Yes.
Yeah, at the same time.
All right. Thank you so much, Gary. Up next, how do you help turn retirement into one of the most fulfilling chapters of your life instead of the most uncertain? Gary will show us how, so don't go anywhere.
More is usually better, but not when it comes to taxes in retirement. Tax rates might seem high right now, but these could be the lowest rates you ever see again. Think how that could impact your retirement. The good news is there are strategies you can take advantage of now to help lower your tax bill later and help get the most out of what you've saved for retirement. But don't delay. Time is limited and rates could rise soon. So act now to get your free tax analysis. Help uncover hidden savings and optimize your income in retirement. Take action and claim your free tax analysis now.
You've heard it before. Measure twice, cut once. When it matters most, it pays to take that second look. What about your retirement? When creating a plan to help increase your spending power, reduce taxes, build a legacy, and create income you can't outlive, another set of eyes might be your sharpest move. Take advantage of our free second opinion service. We'll see what you have and tell you what you might be missing, all at no cost to you. Reach out now for yours today.
They say knowledge is power. Whatever you're doing, whatever your goals are, you'll probably never say you know too much. The same is true with retirement. The more you know, the more prepared you'll be for everything in store. And we've made it easy to get started. This free offer is packed with knowledge to help answer some of retirement's biggest questions. It's our gift to you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Act now and claim your free offer today.
In life, it's good to know what you have to work with. Knowing how many nails you have before building that birdhouse. Knowing how much sugar you have before starting to bake the cake. But do you know how much income you'll be able to count on in retirement? Retirement savings are one thing, but knowing how those savings can turn into income is another. Are you confident you know what your retirement income will look like? Call our team and get a free income analysis today. We can show you what you might expect for income in retirement. Find out now so you won't have to wonder later. Call for your free analysis today.
Welcome back. Gary has joined me once again. Too many people reach retirement and realize the money part was only half the battle. So we're back to kind of take us a little deeper into this purposeful approach, I guess, is what we're trying to get at. Helping people find meaning, helping them feel fulfilled and worthwhile during what is supposed to be really our best years. But many of us, we struggle with this, don't we?
I do. Yeah. And it's tough. It's a new transition, right? It's a new part of life. And it's like, you know, sometimes people are disappointed too when they get there because they're just like, they're so excited, like now it's retirement, but then they miss like their work buddies or their friends or their girlfriends they used to hang out with, you know, at the office and things like that too. So sometimes that transition can be pretty difficult for some people.
One of the things we can do is create a new routine, right? I mean, you know, we've had this routine at work. Obviously, that's gone.
Yeah.
if you were used to getting up at 6 in the morning, get up at 6 in the morning, right?
Keep doing it. Yeah.
Go to the gym, go for a walk, do something. But does that help? I mean, that's one part of it.
It does, but then just make sure that you have some type of purpose, that you're going to be fulfilling or doing for yourself or somebody else, for the next couple weeks or the next years or whatever that it's going to be. It's just like, just have an active plan, like something you're going to do. Like, I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to walk around the block, which is a mile. I'm going to take that every day. I'm going to eat good. I'm going to do something healthy, or we're going to go see the grandkids this year, and just start planning these things out. We're going to actually take that trip that we've been talking about for the last 10 years. We're going to take that as soon as I retire, and just hold each other to it, right? And it's a lot less stressful, it seems like, that way.
Well, and I think about if you're still 5-10 years out of retirement, that's when you start kind of plotting in your head. Like I love live theater, so I'll go to a live theater production and I'll think, I'll look at the ushers and I'll think, oh, maybe that's something I could do. Or, you just kind of start giving yourselves a little opportunity to test drive it a little bit,
plug yourself into it for a little bit too,
plug it in a little bit. So staying connected, set goals for retirement. That's another one. Just maybe like we set goals for our career.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, again, like, we're going to make sure we go see the grandkids this weekend, or we're going to fly them down, or I'm going to get everybody together and we're going to do a family reunion, right? You don't hear about those too much anymore.
Yeah, they are kind of going away.
We're going to do a family reunion. We're going to have like both families come together for this. So it's listing these things out, setting the goals.
Yeah, working with a coach, an accountability partner, whatever you want to call it, a professional, that's another part of it. Really focusing in on those pre-meetings, things like that.
Yeah, so they're telling me these things they want to do, and then I'm like, okay, how much do you think that's going to cost? I'm like, oh, it's going to be probably about $10,000. I'm like, okay, $15,000. Right? because everything's going to go over budget, right? On almost everything. Your weddings, your trips, the building of a house, maybe your retirement as well, the things you want to do, the trips, there's going to be some extra expenses in there. Let's just not kid each other here. So let's just add those in there and I'll show you how to pay for it.
What do you say to people who are, and I know you can pick them out right away, the people who are so tightly woven into their careers, their jobs, and they simply cannot let that go. Yeah. How does that conversation look? Because that seems to be a very big one, I guess. A lot of people have that.
And those statistically are the ones that go back to work that I have as clients, right? They worked for like a manufacturing, or they worked for like the energy companies or something. And then, they had a pretty high, position there. And they're like, I can't go into the world. I just feel like I don't have nothing to do and I'm bored. And then guess what? They go do a contracting job at another, nuclear facility plant or electrical place or a manufacturing, they're a consultant or something that point, and they get to stay in it and they feel like they stay active that way. Those are the clients I usually have that, like I said, they don't really retire. They go back to work. And then they're there till like in their 70s.
Yeah, well, it happens. Yeah. And if you're healthy and you're able to do that, that's what you want to do, fine, I guess. I was talking about test driving ideas, I guess, in your mind about how you would stay active. Another way to test drive your retirement is, say you want to move to another state or another country. I've heard this concept of, okay, it sounds exciting, but maybe you just want to try it out for a month at a time. Do you have clients that do that?
I just had this conversation literally the other day with some clients. They said the kids want us to come get closer to them. The grandkids want us to move closer to them, or we want to move closer to the grandkids. And like, you may want to test that out first. Like, go get an Airbnb and stay there for a month or two.
See how often they need you to come over and watch the grandkids.
Yeah, and see how often the grandkids want to come and hang out with the grandparents too, right? Because they've got kids and friends and things they want to go do and stuff. So I don't want you set up for disappointment too much, because it is exciting to go move by the grandkids. But then, sometimes they're there and they're like, they feel like they're stuck because like, oh, they don't see us too much anymore. They got their own thing going on, and now we're in this neighborhood that the house just doesn't feel right for us in this neighborhood. We want to go back.
Yeah, your friends are back home. Especially if you're moving to another country, though, I think this is a good idea, because I've heard people, that is a major move. Yeah. And why not go, vacation there for a few weeks, see if you like the neighbors, see if you like how the people live, the stores,
I had
things
something
like
move to Thailand and the Philippines, right? I had clients move there
just
because
cold move.
Yeah, because it's cheap, right? And it's low cost and free health care and things like that. And then once they get there, they're like, now we found out, like, if you're not a native here, then it's hard for you to go in and see a doctor, right?
The availability isn't
It is,
there.
yeah, and the technology may be a little different, or like the ability just to go to the big grocery stores like they have, like even like a super Walmart, right? They don't have those there. They got little shops that you have to go to.
I'd miss Target, right? I'd probably miss Target
there
or
you go.
Walmart. Yeah, one of the two.
Exactly. So they're missing those things, and then they're like, oh, this probably wasn't a good idea to do this, and now they're trying to sell that place and then try to find another one, come back to the States.
Just go vacation for a few weeks.
You got it.
Your team is always ready for the transition assistance as well, aren't you?
That's right. Yep, exactly. And I have some people too that want to buy these RVs.
Oh,
The big RVs.
That's
I'm like,
another
go
one.
rent one of those before you buy it. Let's spend $300,000 on those.
You got to
and
get a
then-
license to drive them too.
Yeah, and they use it for like a couple months, and then it sits in the backyard, and you know how that goes. They rot, right? They don't do any well. So go rent one. All kinds of things like that.
All right. Well, this has been a great conversation. Coming up next, I've got questions, but does Gary have answers? And question 4 is going to change the way that you think about your own retirement. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
They say knowledge is power. Whatever you're doing, whatever your goals are, you'll probably never say you know too much. The same is true with retirement. The more you know, the more prepared you'll be for everything in store. And we've made it easy to get started. This free offer is packed with knowledge to help answer some of retirement's biggest questions. It's our gift to you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Act now and claim your free offer today.
More is usually better, but not when it comes to taxes in retirement. Tax rates might seem high right now, but these could be the lowest rates you ever see again. Think how that could impact your retirement. The good news is there are strategies you can take advantage of now to help lower your tax bill later and help get the most out of what you've saved for retirement. But don't delay. Time is limited and rates could rise soon. So act now to get your free tax analysis. Help uncover hidden savings and optimize your income in retirement. Take action and claim your free tax analysis now.
In life, it's good to know what you have to work with. Knowing how many nails you have before building that birdhouse. Knowing how much sugar you have before starting to bake the cake. But do you know how much income you'll be able to count on in retirement? Retirement savings are one thing, but knowing how those savings can turn into income is another. Are you confident you know what your retirement income will look like? Call our team and get a free income analysis today. We can show you what you might expect for income in retirement. Find out now so you won't have to wonder later. Call for your free analysis today.
You've heard it before. Measure twice, cut once. When it matters most, it pays to take that second look. What about your retirement? When creating a plan to help increase your spending power, reduce taxes, build a legacy, and create income you can't outlive, another set of eyes might be your sharpest move. Take advantage of our free second opinion service. We'll see what you have and tell you what you might be missing, all at no cost to you. Reach out now for yours today.
I've got the questions, and Gary hopes he has the answers. Welcome back, everyone, to Retirement IQ. We love this segment. It's always a lot of fun. Little history lessons sometimes. We learn a little bit more. We expand on the conversation that we've already had. And so, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, very first question. This one says, what percentage of Americans have a written financial plan? Is it 23%? Is it 36%? 53% or 61%?
The lowest number.
The lowest number you think is 23%?
23%.
No, it's actually 53%.
53? Okay, good.
And
so more people are
but
getting
it
it. then.
sounds like you would say that it may be a little lower.
Yes, because I see most people don't have one that come in our offices, and I'm doing this in 44 states now too, on Zoom. So, but yeah, that's a lot of times why people come in. They're like, I just want something written down that shows me what we need to do and shows me that we are in fact going to be okay in retirement.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
53%. That's good.
Yes.
More people
yeah,
getting plans now.
Does mean 47% of Americans do not have that written financial plan. Statistics, numbers, all the things, they do mean different things in different places. All right. Here's our next question. This is true or false. Nearly half of retirees retired earlier than they had planned to.
we've seen that happen just recently, right? With like government workers and stuff too. So I'm going to say true there.
Okay, you are right.
All right.
True.
Cool.
It's plain
Yeah.
and simple. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Some people are getting early buyouts, right? Or
There's
healthcare
that.
too.
You hope that that's more than the other way, where it's more of a forced retirement.
Right.
You know, somebody younger comes in. I think that's our vision. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
a lot of times we get older and we're going to get bumped out from somebody because of what we make. Most of the time, we're making a higher
Well,
salary.
now the thing everybody's worried about is AI taking over their jobs.
Yes.
Right? They can't make us.
Are you ready? I was going to say,
No,
are you
we're
ready to
good.
stand across
We're
from an
good, right?
AI,
Nobody's-
Amy?
Yeah.
I don't know if AI is ready for me yet. I don't
right.
know. I don't know if they are. All right, this one is true or false as well. The average retiree watches more than 4 hours of television per day.
I would probably say that's true.
You're right. It
Yes.
is true.
Yeah.
We finally catch up on all the Netflix shows, the documentaries, things like that.
Or they watch the news all day long.
All
and then they stress
day
about
long.
it and
Yes.
give them anxiety and things like that too. I'm talking to you, Dad.
This
Yeah.
is interesting too. So I just asked you about the average retiree.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the average American watches in a day?
That's a tough one because I would think like the younger, generation, they don't really watch too much
No.
TV. They're watching it on their phones. So it's screen time
Right.
that you got to watch.
So
on
I'm
that
talking
stuff, too.
TV though, I think.
Yeah.
Let's just,
I don't know. I don't watch
It's
too
actually
much TV.
3 hours. So
Is it really?
retirees, it's kind of not too far. I thought maybe it might be a little more spread out,
Yeah.
a little bigger difference. But
I would think that.
yeah, I think that's
I
probably
would,
the
I would
last
look
thing I'm
into
going
the
to do.
screen time one though. That might be
Oh,
an
I don't.
interesting
Yeah, I don't want to know that one for myself or my teenager for sure. Here's another one. This one says Americans with strong financial habits are significantly more likely to report better physical or mental health.
True.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happier.
Yeah, those that who rate their financial health above average are nearly 4 times more likely to rate their physical health above average, and
And
that's
that doesn't
pretty
say
good.
they have to be millionaires, right? They just have a healthy retirement. They have a healthy lifestyle.
Healthy, habits
means-
are different
yeah.
for everybody. Yes,
And that's what I'm trying to do in these plans, just to lay this out for them and show you, like, here's how everything is going to be okay. Here's what you're going to spend. Here's where your incomes come from. And here's how you're going to pay for all these trips that you want to do.
yeah.
They feel good about it.
And I like what you kind of said earlier in the show, how it's hard to get people to spend their money. And I think
So
a lot
hard.
of us are surprised when we hear that. But there might be some people out there right now saying, that's going to be me, because it's just hard for me to let go of that money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's tough. I'm like, go spend it. Go
Yeah.
spend it some more.
What a great
spend
job
10
you
more.
have, Gary
It's
Marriage.
fun. And then send me the pictures. I'm friends with a lot of them on
And
Facebook,
then you get
Instagram.
your ideas for where you want to go
I
someday.
do. Yeah, let me know what it's like when
You're
you go
making
over
a
there.
little list. All right, you did great today, as
Thank you.
always. Thank you so much. Think you're ready to retire? Gary's Checklist Challenge is next, and it could help you spot the gaps that may still be standing between you and a more confident retirement. Stay tuned.
In life, it's good to know what you have to work with. Knowing how many nails you have before building that birdhouse. Knowing how much sugar you have before starting to bake the cake. But do you know how much income you'll be able to count on in retirement? Retirement savings are one thing, but knowing how those savings can turn into income is another. Are you confident you know what your retirement income will look like? Call our team and get a free income analysis today. We can show you what you might expect for income in retirement. Find out now so you won't have to wander later. Call for your free analysis today.
They say knowledge is power. Whatever you're doing, whatever your goals are, you'll probably never say you know too much. The same is true with retirement. The more you know, the more prepared you'll be for everything in store. And we've made it easy to get started. This free offer is packed with knowledge to help answer some of retirement's biggest questions. It's our gift to you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Act now and claim your free offer today.
You've heard it before. Measure twice, cut once. When it matters most, it pays to take that second look. What about your retirement? When creating a plan to help increase your spending power, reduce taxes, build a legacy, and create income you can't outlive, another set of eyes might be your sharpest move. Take advantage of our free second opinion service. We'll see what you have and tell you what you might be missing, all at no cost to you. Reach out now for yours today.
Welcome back in. We've had a really great show today. We're so glad you've joined us for this particular subject because, as we know, a lot of us prepare financially for retirement. But how can we tell if we're really ready for this next chapter? And that's why we do end all of our shows like this with a checklist challenge. I love a checklist. I think a lot of people do. It gives us a sense of really bringing it all together. You've thrown a lot at us today, a lot of emotional talk today on this show, Gary, but all really important as they relate to retirement.
Right, so we got to kind of like lay those things out and just kind of show you a guide, right? So again, number one, we got to know your numbers and what you're going to retire to, okay? So what you're going to do in retirement going forward, you know, the things you want to do in retirement, the things you dreamed of. Now it's Saturday every day for the rest of your life. Want to make sure that you know what you're going to retire to. You got to know the money, how much it's going to cost, right? How much it's going to cost to support this retirement going forward? Where are you going to access that money? Which accounts we're going to use, right? How much do we need to grow that money to support this retirement that you're going to have now, hopefully for the rest of your life? And then number three, you got to know that strategy covers more than just the numbers, right? So that strategy is going to make sure that this thing is going to make it last for as long as you need it.
I want to go back to that point that you made, the second one, I believe it was, know whether your money can support the vision. I've got a lot in my head of, you know, visions. Doesn't mean my finances are going to support it when I get to retirement. I think we can all relate to that.
You got big visions.
I got big visions. I got
right.
big plans. Well, I want to live life like you said. You know, I'm the same way. And but I have to be realistic as well. But that's really what you and your team do. And I guess just remaining
bring it back down to reality.
Okay, perfect. You said it exactly right. What does that conversation look like when you're sitting across from somebody and you have to temper the conversation?
Instead of taking private jets, we're going to take first class maybe,
Darn
right?
it.
Or we're at least just going to take the trip, okay? We don't have to necessarily do it in a private jet, or instead of going on the yacht, you know, in Monaco.
Take the Pinterest project and make it, you know, your project.
Yeah, let's go like on a weekend trip that's maybe in downtown Tampa, you know, on a cruise or dinner cruise, and bring the family with you or stuff like that too. Just kind of make sure we're maintaining a budget here at the same time.
Easier said than done though, sometimes, right? I think we have an up, you know, and is it ever too late? I guess, you know, at what point do we have to kind of set that line and say, okay, this is about where I'm going to be in retirement?
Yeah.
Other than growing our money in investments.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to change.
I like to show people though too, sometimes the ones that limit their beliefs that they have in retirement too. And I'm showing them, hey, you can spend more than what you're anticipating here, you know, because you've done so well, you've saved up enough, and you've been so tight, so cheap, so cheap and so frugal all these years, you know, because they've told me they don't want to leave a bunch of money to the kids. And that may be like y'all too, right? 20 years ago, people want to leave a bunch of money to the kids. Now they're like, I want to leave my kids' bills, right? You know, so, okay, here's how much we need to spend every year to do this, right? That stuff's fun for me.
Yeah, it's been a fun show. Thank you so much. It's fun to dream. It's fun to think about things. And then, of course, to have our guide by our side. And we know that you and your team are here to do that. Thank you so much. Reach out now. Don't put it off. There's no cost, no obligation, just answers. For Gary and the team, I'm Amy Sharp. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.